Good afternoon, everyone. It is Garrett and Tara again on this beautiful Tuesday. How is everybody? If you get on here live with us, just remember that it'd be a good idea to, give Ecamm permission so that we can see you guys comment in the comment sections or section of the video. So. Just a permission on your Facebook. If you are here with us live, please give us a comment, drop us a little hello, let us know that you are here so we can say hi to you and see how you guys are doing. So yesterday was all about a creation, and it started our first day, and we talked about the laws of vibration, the perpetual motion or perpetual transmutation of energy, how that plays into people's ability to create the body of their dreams or the health that they want, right? So that was amazingly powerful. We had a little bit of homework to do. I hope everyone got excited writing out their their goals and what they want from themselves from this training and what they want in their lives with respect to their health and their body image, right? So we had people do that. It would be fantastic if we could share that with us too.
And like the whole purpose of the homework, just so you guys know, is that we've realized in our coaching and with Garrett's clients and with my clients that accountability is a big deal when it comes to seeing the results that we really, really want. So if you get into the practice of doing the homework after you've learned a lesson, you're more likely to achieve the results that you want. So it's not just to keep you busy, it's to show you how to implement these strategies right away to see results super quickly, to see them immediately.
Yeah, it's getting started right away, right?
Yeah.
Like you committed the time, you committed the the resources to look at yourself and get a little bit more interested in a possibility of what you can have. So make sure you do the homework, you put the time and effort into that, and give yourself that gift, of putting you first. For a lot of us, sometimes it's the first time that we really start thinking about ourselves, especially with kids and with families and jobs and all these other things. It's like I got all these other things to do, and then we tend to put us on the kind of the back burner. And this is part of learning how to, balance that, but also to put yourself first and make yourself important. So
yeah, and that's what makes this training so different from anything else that's out there, right? This is information about having a mind and body soul connection, a life that you create consciously, your best life yet. And so we're offering you, like we said yesterday, another option, another opportunity to do this in a different way. Writing these things down and starting with your life vision and starting with your goal and creation is the first step to this new way of doing things. It's the first step to the manifestation process. So today we're going to explain a little bit more about the importance of attitude and how that ties in directly to the goal that you've just set for yourself and for the life that you are creating.
yeah, and bring the energy. We're gonna try and keep the energy up in here because it is all about energy, right? It's all about what you bring to the world and what you bring to your life. Your life is a reflection of who you are and who you are being. So remember to bring that energy. Get off your chair, move, dance, sing, all of those things. That relates to health as much as what we're talking here. Like we're giving you some information, some details, kind of building a model for you guys about, health and how to approach it. But it becomes, don't make it too complicated. Make it very, very simple. Just enjoy life and you'll find a good, healthy, life to live. So today, let's talk about attitude a little bit. This is a powerful, powerful lesson. This is the one thing I think that for me anyways, it was the one that when I realized that my attitude had so much to do with my results in my life, had so much to do with even my own health, that this was my game changer.
Yeah.
was to, to understand how attitude applies to all of this, right? So it's such a powerful lesson. It's this change in attitude that allowed us to realize our potential and our abilities as well, right? So as we talk, I want you to start thinking a little bit about your own attitude about all this stuff, right? Like where does your attitude sit with respect to health, body image, and things like that. How your mind, your body, and your soul, where is your attitude in each of those parameters or each of those little parts, right? So it's important to look at yourself right now so you can find out where you are at this moment, so that as you go through this journey and this change, you can see that change happen. You can see from where you were to where you are at the end of this. So it's really important to take a look at where you are now. Okay, so, and remember, this is the reason we do that, to see how much we're going to grow, is that, if you already knew everything and you were applying it at this moment, you would already have the health, you would already have the body, you would already have the fitness, you would already have those goals accomplished if you knew what you were supposed to be doing, right? So if you already knew all that, you'd be doing it and you'd have that. So there's something to learn today. There's something to, for you guys to grow into. And we want you to shift your attitude, from looking at the things that you can't have, or looking at the things that you really, really desire from a place of lack, or that you can't get it, or, jealous of it, or, I'm not worthy of receiving it, to a place and to look at things that you really, really do want in your life. Okay? So the first thing that we're going to touch on are the different planes that we function on. We just wanted to share with you guys and help you understand that we really work on 3 different planes, don't we? We work on a physical plane, and that's the plane that you see around you. That's your physical environment. That's what your 5 senses of see, smell, taste, touch, and hear tune you into your environment. So that's your physical plane. Okay, and then you have that intellectual plane. This is the one in your mind. These are the ideas. The formulation of your ideas. These are your paradigms, your habits, your beliefs, your patterns, right? So that's your intellectual plane that you work on. And then there's this third plane that seems to be this one that, some people, it doesn't resonate well with, or they just have a tough time grasping it, and that's the spiritual plane. And this really is the game changer, isn't it? The spiritual plane, understanding this from a spiritual perspective. You're really good at that.
Thank you.
That is your strength. That's always been Tara's real strength, has been about energies and frequencies and this spiritual level. I struggled with it a little bit, but I learned the mechanics. I built my model. I understand it. I get it. And without it, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So open your mind to all of this stuff. So realize that you are always operating on these 3 planes. And that last one, right, that spiritual plane is the piece that's missing in order to realize the results that you really want in your health. So, and it has more to do than just your health. It has to do with your entire life. Right, everything in your life is related to this. So this is grander than just your health. But when you start to apply it to your health, your entire life starts to change, right? Cool. So this is what we're hoping that you get out of this today. Your ability to look at yourself from a spiritual perspective. You look at your self-image, your relationships, whether you feel fulfilled in life, really comes down to this third plane, this spiritual plane. So we hope you get this out of this. So, what is attitude? Right? What is attitude? And this is interesting because attitude I thought was one thing until I realized that it is a composite or a combination of the thoughts, the feelings, and your actions. So it's all 3 of them. It's not just how you think, it's not just how you feel, but it's also how you act. So every action in your life is a result of your attitude, right? Because of the fact that it's all 3 of these things combined, right? Your body, right, is the instrument of the mind. So if you think a certain way, you feel another way, right, your body has to go into action. Because of the physics of energy, once your mind has the thought and you develop the feeling, which creates the vibration, you have to go into action, right? And that's how these all make up your attitude. So what you think about, the thoughts that you have, do one of 2 things. Either they move you closer to your goal, right? Or they keep you stuck and paralyzed, right? And so it's really important to take a look at your attitude, right? Your thoughts in particular, and are they moving you towards what you're looking for, or are they taking you away from them, right? We talk about this in the Thinking into Results program and the Knowing Doing gap, right? A lot of people say they know all this. I know I've got to work out. I know I've got to eat better. I know I've got to be consistent. I know I have to think positively. I know I have to have a better attitude. But if you knew all that and you knew what to do, you would be applying it. That's the Knowing Doing gap, right? And so this is because of something in your mind, some thinking, some pattern that's stopping you from the doing, right? And this is what we're talking about, through this training, about getting you to close that gap. Okay, so our attitude towards life will determine life's attitude towards us, right? So if you think about this, we all know those people in our lives. We know those people. Actually, we know people in the gym even, that are working out, and they've just got this negative attitude towards health. They've got a negative attitude towards working out, towards diet. They're struggling with their own health. And so these are the people that really, you look at them and you just can feel their negative energy, right? And then you have those in the gym that are the opposite, right? Those are the ones that are excited. They're always bursting with energy. You can feel them. They have a vibrant glow. They feel, right, the energy of positivity, right? So your mental attitude will determine your results no matter what's happening in your physical world, right? So no matter what's going on in your physical world, no matter your circumstances, where you are, it's your mental attitude that will determine your results, right? The cool thing that we learned from Bob and from Earl Nightingale was human beings can completely alter their lives, right, by altering their attitudes of mind, right? So this is the important part. Okay, this is the most important point, is that we want you to stop focusing, right, on our current circumstances, on your current state of health, on your current weight, on everything like that. We're going to stop letting that, okay, determine the way we think. Right? So we're going to let we're not going to let our results right now determine how we think, because that will propel us down the same pathway to the same results, right? We're going to have our thinking determine our results in our life, right? That's why the program is called Thinking into Results, right? Instead of results into our thinking, right? You want to think in a certain way, and that will help you create the results you want. And when we talk about health and body image, it's all of that, okay? So this is the shift that we're really looking for you guys to take, so that you can have more of what you want, right, and less of what you don't want, right? So it's about you shifting your focus to the place where you concentrate and you imagine what it is you truly want in your life, versus looking at where you are at this moment and saying how much you hate where you are, and that's where the negative self-talk comes in, where you start talking about how much you hate your body, how much it's too hard, I don't want to do this, it's not worth it, it's too hard for me, and things like that. We want you to start focusing on what it is that you actually do want, okay? So remember, attitude is a composite of your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. So we want you to think about how your mind works, right? You're receiving tons of information and data and energy into your mind, right? And we let so much garbage into it, right? We let so much crap into it that we become inefficient, we're unproductive, right? We get stuck and paralyzed, we don't accelerate in life, right? Everything coming into your mind is nothing more than a very idle thought. It's a very idle piece of data. It's a very, very neutral piece of energy, right? What determines how it affects us is the value we put on it, right? So something comes into you, even comments made by other individuals and things like that, it comes in idle. It's your value. It's your perspective on it that determines whether it's a positive or a negative. Right? Whether you take that in as a positive and it helps you and propels you towards your goal, or it stops you and paralyzes you, right? So if we perceive something to be negative, right, we're going to get the negative. If we perceive it to be positive, it's going to be positive. Okay? But that's the beauty of it, is you can perceive things either way, right? You can choose to perceive it in a different manner, right? So what is the difference between the different types of mental attitudes, right? We have negative mental attitude, right? So this negative mental attitude, this is where you're probably, entertaining the ideas of life that are not in line with what you're trying to accomplish. You're probably attracting things in your life that aren't in line with the goals and the results you're trying to achieve. You feel down, you feel dull, right? Then you have the positive mental attitude. This is where you see the positive everything. You're thankful, you're grateful, you're loving, you're happy, you have energy, you have joy. That's the positive mental attitude. And then there's everything in between that, right? Like if you have an average or a fair mental attitude, everything else builds from that. So that just means that life is like, okay, it's good, it's fair, it's basic. But this is about growing, and this is about, excelling and performing at the highest of levels. So you see how it correlates, right? Your results in your life correlate to the attitude you have. And you can see that in everything, right? Athletics is always a good one for me. You see the top echelon of a soccer team, let's say. You see the best players, and then you see the average players, and then you see the poorer players. Although they're slightly different, if you look at their attitudes of mind, they're completely different, right? And you can see that in every industry and every place in your life, right? And so look at this and ask yourself, where is your attitude with respect to your health? Where are you sitting? Are you sitting at the poor level, at the low level? Are you concentrating on what you don't want? Are you looking at your body image and feeling, sad about it or angry, right? So check in with your attitude and find out, where is your attitude sitting with respect to the health goals that you're looking to accomplish, or for what the health and life that you truly want, right? Remember, those people that are highly, highly successful, those are the optimistic ones. Those are the ones that are, the other thing they are is really, really helpful. They're willing to give a lot of what they've learned, right? Those are the people that you want. That's the attitude of mind that you want. So look at your attitude. Are you complaining about it? Are you complaining about everything? Are you complaining about, it's too cold to go out and run? I ran the other day when it was -4. It was cold. I hated it, but I did it because it's the goal that I'm looking to accomplish. I just went out there because I felt like I needed to, right? So are you complaining, or are you judging people? Right? That's another place to look. A lot of people will judge things that they want, right? But it's a way in which they can protect themselves. So are you judging people who possibly are doing really well with their health, right? Or you feel envious of others? Are you jealous of them, right? Are you asking those questions, why not me? How come they get it and I can't, right? Those are all signs of a mental attitude that can be shifted or changed, right? So a lot of these successful people, as we were talking about, right, is they have this ability to just kind of shrug things off. They don't really care. Jessica, you're on here with us right now, and Jessica was in a place prior to her massive physical changes where, she struggled with, what she thought people thought of her and things like that, and now it just shrugs right off her shoulders. It's like, it doesn't even exist. She only sees signs of encouragement, and she's now, helping so many other people realize the possibility of what they can have because of what she's had. And she had a massive shift in her attitude from this negative to this positive. So Jessica, just, let everyone know what your attitude shift did for you, and what made the big change, because it wasn't like you changed your workouts and things like that. It was just that you changed your perspective on everything. So she's a great resource to look at. So where are we here? One of the things that go kind of hand in hand that's really, really important here, and we always like to connect it to, is your attitude and your self-image kind of go hand in hand, don't they? Right? So Your self-image is your personal opinion of yourself, right? There's a huge correlation between your attitude and your self-image. If you don't believe you're worthy or successful, or worthy of success, or worthy of good health, or worthy of the body that you want, right? That's going to reflect in your attitude. You look at your attitude, and it's going to exactly mimic that, right? Those that are successful in their health and achieving the body that they want and having the body they want, those are the ones that, feel they are worthy of it. They're the ones that believe they can attain it, right? And they have a confidence in it. You can see it in all those people, right? That have that type of a mental attitude. So, attitude and self-image go hand in hand. So you got to look at your attitude towards life, right? Do you feel you got the bad coming to you, or are you grateful for everything that you have, right? What's your attitude towards yourself? Right? One thing you can do is become aware of your thoughts, right? Like as an observer, look at what you're thinking, right? Take a moment when you think something or you feel a certain way to stop in that moment and just kind of reflect on what you're thinking about. Right? Just stop right in the moment and kind of, take inventory about where you're feeling. And you can get it through your feelings that perhaps what you've just been speaking doesn't make any sense to you, right? So check in on that. One of the attitudes that, are very powerful when it comes to your health or any success in your life is this attitude of not giving a crap about what other people think, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of us are affected by it, and I'm just going to speak personally about this too. I struggled in the past with the opposite. So I struggled with the fact that I thought that it was my physical stature, my physical body that actually gave me the confidence and gave me the abilities to be successful in my life. And so I worked really hard, and I really, built confidence behind keeping my body fit and healthy, to the point where it became this almost like a neurotic obsession, I guess the way you could say it. And that's ultimately where I started to realize that I had to make some changes in my own life. I had to start becoming the person that I wanted to be, who was successful, who was loving, caring, and helpful, right? I had to love myself no matter what, but I thought it was, I worried a lot about what other people thought and what they said. Now, I'm at the place where I don't give a crap, right? My thing is I always say I don't care. I care, but by saying I don't care, it means that your opinion of me doesn't matter. Right? What you think of me, what people think of you really doesn't matter. Right? You're giving your power away to those people, right? When you start worrying about what they think about you, right? So you have to know you're worthy. You have to know that it's your God-given right to have all of this in your life, right? So if you're accepting a belief, right, that you aren't good enough, you got to get rid of that, right? Like that belief will instill everything. It'll be show in everything, and it will absolutely 100% show in your body image and in your entire health of your body, right? Because remember, everything that you think, right, your thoughts become things, as we said yesterday, right? And if your thoughts create your reality, then it's what you're thinking creates your body and the state of your body. So a lot of people can't see stress, but they can feel it. Right? They know that something's going on, but you can't see it. That's where disease is still in your body. Disease is still present as a result of your thinking. It just hasn't manifested itself as a frank diagnosed disease. So it's the same as body weight, body composition. You will hold on to a favorable composition when you are healthy. What that composition is, I don't think we know. I think it's unique to every individual. But when you are healthy, your body will start to match your thoughts and match your attitude of mind. So that's why this is so very important to understand that attitude is your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviors. right? So perhaps you're holding on to a belief that is false and totally not in line, totally not true, right? That's one thing that is important to understand, is that beliefs can, you may hold a belief, but it may not be a true belief. It may be something that someone told you, right? It may be something that someone told you that you ended up started believing. So you have to check in with your beliefs as well when it comes to all of this, right? So if you believe life is healthy, you're going to have a healthy life. If you believe life is dull, you're going to have a dull life. If you believe life is exciting, you're going to have an exciting life. That's how powerful attitude is. So when it comes to your health, right? When it comes to the fact that when you're sitting there at home and, some of you are here because you're stuck in your health. You're spinning your wheels. You've done it this way. You've done diets. You've done all of these things. You go see your chiropractor, your physiotherapist, your massage therapist, your doctor, your naturopath. You juice. What else? Smoothie. You do keto. You do all these things, but it doesn't hold. It doesn't change anything because you're ultimately just dealing with the symptoms. You're not getting to the underlying cause of this, right? And the attitude is the place to start. If you have that attitude of gratitude, you're thankful for what you have, right? That can shift your entire perspective. And I've seen it shift health. I've seen it shift results in an instant. We've seen it take people's panic attacks away.
Yeah.
Right? We've seen people's anxiety go away. We've seen people's depression go away. Right? And we've seen people's physical bodies change in ways in which they've never experienced before. That's how powerful attitude has with respect to your health. Okay? So how do you shift your mental attitude? Right? That'll help you attract more of what you want. So how do we shift to that? Okay? If you're living in a place of gratitude, that's the place to start, right? When you're thankful, right, you then open up for the ability to receive more. And that's, as we talked yesterday about the laws of vibration, going into gratitude ultimately takes you instantaneously to a state of high vibration that matches, as we said yesterday, the frequency of what you're trying to become. So the first thing you can do is simply start thinking about what you're grateful for, right? So you can start there. But the real important thing is we have to think, act, talk, and conduct ourselves every single day in every affair, in every relationship, in every interaction with other people as the person we wish to become. In other words, from the beautiful words of the late Wayne Dyer, you must live from the place of the wish already fulfilled, right? Because when you're living from that feeling, then you are attracting all you need to reach that goal. So we have to act as if. So you are not going to become somebody after you have the body you want. After you're healthy and all your blood scores are perfect, you don't have, diabetic or your blood sugar levels are good, you're not going to become that person then. You're going to do that now. You're going to think, right? You're going to act, you're going to feel, you're going to talk, you're going to conduct yourself as the person you want to become right now. Okay, so this is the hard part. This is the part from where you don't tune into your circumstances and you don't tune into your current results. Right? We don't let them dictate how we think. We think about how we want to feel, and we let our bodies start to change into that. All right? So this is what you want to do. You want to shift your focus to a mental attitude of gratitude, of love, of inspiration, of excitement, of possibilities, right? You want to start focusing on that stuff in your life, right? You don't want to continue beating yourself up for results and beliefs that, may not even be yours, right? Beliefs that you may have learned from other people, that beliefs that, even beliefs just on, the food we eat, the diet and the exercise, right? Think of those beliefs as well, because they do play in this, right? Because remember, we're born perfect, we're born amazing, we're born with absolutely no beliefs at all, we're born neutral and, if anything, happy and a beautiful spirit, right? Something along the way had us focus on the negative, and it's usually learned. It's the beliefs that we learned from those closest to us that were trying to keep us safe. They were trying to keep us healthy, right? So this shift in mental attitude towards the positive is probably the most powerful lesson you're going to learn, right? And the most powerful effect that you can have on your life. Mm-hmm. I did a lot of talking.
You did great.
Thank you. So, what is the homework for tonight? Have we got homework for these guys for tonight? I think we decided that a cool lesson that we learned quite recently, actually, was to write a love letter, right? To write a love letter to yourself, right? To write a love letter to yourself of you in good health. Or better yet, write yourself a love letter to good health. So you want to start focusing on the things of good health, what it brings you. Brings you energy, it brings you the ability to play with your kids, it brings you the ability to go running, to experience different places, it gives you the ability to have the body that you want, to feel confident. It would be a great idea to just sit there and write yourselves a love letter tonight to health, so that you can start shifting your attitude and shifting your perspective of health, of living a healthy life and having healthy habits and things like that, right? Because the idea here is that you may have a bad attitude towards health, or you may have a negative attitude towards health and not even really know it, right? And by writing a love letter, you start to bring out this relationship with health that you really want to start bringing to your life, because you start to become grateful and you start to see the benefits of having good health.
I think anywhere that there's an area in your life where you aren't seeing the results that you want, you have to check in with your attitude on how you feel in that particular area. And we've learned through our training with Bob, it's always in the attitude. Earl calls it the magic word. It's all of the success, all of your results are in your attitude about that particular thing. So we have to change the belief that we have associated with that area. So another, I love the love letter idea. I think that's great. But identifying what your attitude is in the areas where you aren't seeing the results in your mind, in your body, and in your soul connection, right? We want you to feel like you're on this journey to good health, but it needs to include your mindset too. Do you want clarity? Do you want peace? Do you want to feel love? Do you want to feel connected to Source? Do you want to feel inspired and excited and have gratitude and think positive thoughts? Like, the results in your body are direct reflections of that inner stuff. So the image is going to be something that you can picture in your mind of what your body looks like, what health looks like. But the feeling comes from your mind and your soul connection. So your love letter has to include those elements as well. All of manifestation happens from the feeling. And attitude does include your feelings, right?
And that's as we talked about yesterday with creation, right? That's how you create in life, right? Is you create from your thoughts and your feelings. Mm-hmm. And so, as Tara said, you put passion into this and you'll get out that which you're looking for. So.
And it's helpful to look up to a mentor or somebody who you admire and see what it is about them that you are attracted to in their wellness and in their mind and body soul connection, and see if you can point out the things that you really like, because that's usually an indication that there's things in yourself that you don't have in those areas yet, and that could be where you need to focus some attention and improve your attitude to see the same types of results.
It's a very good point, right? Picking someone that you look up to is different from a place of jealousy, is
Yeah.
different from a place of envy, different from a place of lack or desperation. That's more like a positive. It creates a response in your body that elevates you to that new frequency, right? So yes, pick someone. That's a good lesson tonight too. Pick someone that you admire with respect to their health, and it's body, mind, or soul, right? And I'll tell you that I admire Dr. Joe Dispenza. He became my health model for me because I wanted a spiritual practice and a spiritual health that was very, very strong and had a good foundation, a good model to work from, right? So
We'll put those in the homework again
Yes.
for tonight. Yeah,
we definitely will. Are we going to leave it at that?
I think so. Yeah.
That was pretty darn good. Go ahead and comment. Send us some more comments. Tell us what you're thinking and how you feel about this. Let us know where you feel like you can improve in your attitude. And tomorrow we will be talking about faith and fear.
Yeah.
Another fantastic lesson, right? Both of which ask us to believe in something we cannot see. One keeping us stuck and one moving us towards our goals. I bet you can guess which is which. So tomorrow, we will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Yes.
11 a.m., same time, same place. Thank you for being with us. We're grateful to have you, and we're excited to see you tomorrow. Have an amazing day. Bye, guys.
Bye.